Yo, what's up? This is Dave Wood. I'm at a hostel here in Medellin, and I wanted to show you this cool place. I can't tell if my camera's focusing right. It's like been a little bit of a pain. Anyways, I'm gonna go upstairs. I gotta show this to you. It's cool. So check this out. I gotta show you the top floor. All right, let me do this. There we go. That's focused. For whatever reason, you know, this thing is kind of hard to see when it focuses sometimes. So I'm about to go into the elevator here, and I want to show you the top floor. Hold on. Check this out. I've been traveling around and stuff. This is like a hostel, but actually this hostel that I'm in, it's actually more like it's kind of like a hotel. This is quite a famous hostel that I'm in, actually. Here now. Check it out. Whoa, I got the trippy reflection going on in the background. You know, life is beautiful when you travel. It really is. Hold on, I gotta show you this. Check this out. It's like I can't focus this right. Kind of cool. Go. Very cool, right? I'm gonna go the other side. All right, so, you know, I wanted to just kind of show you where I'm staying because I think it's awesome. And there we go. I'm focused again. Focused. Kind of neat, huh? I'm in an elevator, you know. Like usually hostels, they're like places and houses and stuff, but this is like 5 floors. But you know, I'm paying like $100 a week or something here. It's awesome. Pretty cool. You can only do that in places like Colombia. Alright, so this is actually the second building. There's a couple of buildings here. Oh man, I got that bulb's butt going. Looks awesome. It's like, yeah, I should have been wearing my hat. Dang mirrors. Anyways, I'm going up. You gotta check this out. It's pretty awesome. Here we go. Stairs. You kind of got to walk up to the top floor in this one. So this is like the other side of the building, and you can see where I just was from here. Check this out. Not feel like it's focusing. There we go. Interesting. Check this out. All right, hold on. Alright, it's autofocusing again. It wasn't doing that. Huh. I was like, how do I fix my autofocus? And anyways, I just kind of turned it on. What view do I want? I think this is actually kind of a cool view back here. So, you know, a lot of people, they think it's actually really something that's not easy to just travel across the world. I was talking to one of my good friends down here, James, who I've known since he's been 14, actually. When he was 14 years old, let me just make sure my sound's on. Yeah, sound's on. When I was 14 years old, this guy called me on the internet. At the time, I had my old blog, and so he called me, and I picked up the phone, and he was like wanting, you know, a job or something, like working for me. And so I was like, well, sure. I mean, what can you do? And he's like, well, I can write some blog posts. And so anyways, he was 14 years old. So I was like, is that okay with your mom? Like, you know, I don't want to be breaking some weird child labor law in England. And he was like, Mom. She's like, yeah. He's like, can I work for this guy on the internet? And she was like, yeah, go for it, Jamie, whatever you want. Anyways, so I came out here to visit him. He lives in that direction over here. And, you know, in this part of Colombia, anyways, I came out to visit him. And really, though, like, the life I've been living for the last year has been actually quite cool in a lot of ways. And it hasn't really cost, like, you know, exorbitant amounts of cash to do anything. It's actually very inexpensive to pick up and travel the world. And I'll tell you, with all the quarantine bullshit that went on this year, and governments shutting down society and shutting down businesses, people not able to leave their house, for me it was way better to be out here than it was to be in a lot of the places that I've been, because I was in some very cool areas where at least I was getting some nature in and stuff like that. The disadvantage of an area like Medellin, if you ever come to Medellin, is that there's like buildings everywhere, sound everywhere, and construction everywhere. So it's not really like an experience of Central American or South American nature, which is usually when I'm thinking about Central and South America, I think of like cool vacation spots, visiting the beach, you know, laying down in like the hot sand and like having the sound of the ocean come in, and jumping in the water, or going up into the mountains and like hiking up to a beautiful waterfall or something like that. And in Medellin, it's very noisy. There is a lot of sound everywhere, and you know, it's a city. It's like a miniature New York that's in the mountains that probably has a much better climate than New York, for example. But it's amazing how much construction they're doing here. So like just in this area, I mean, you can see right there, there's construction. You know, I'm not gonna focus, there's construction right there. They're doing construction like everywhere here. They're building buildings and stuff like that. So even though the pandemic has been going on, I suppose there's still a lot of real estate development happening out of this area. I'm gonna be down in Colombia for, I don't know, a couple more, maybe a month and a half, something like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, you know, got some exciting stuff happening. I'm gonna go visit the United States for a little bit, and then after that, I don't know where I'm gonna go next. And so life is really about adventuring and doing what you want. And a lot of times I think that we get caught up in the thunder sounding. Actually, what the thunder is saying right now is it's saying, pay careful attention to this video if you just want to feel good about yourself, perhaps. So in any case, you know, life is really about having adventure, about traveling the world, about meeting cool people that you can do cool things with, and then doing those cool things that you wanted to do, right? And that's really what prosperity is. Prosperity is really creating beauty in your life in a way that matches what it is that you want to create in your life. And so, in any case, I'm here. I really just wanted to do a cool video showing you this area. I probably am going to do some videos out here. After I check the sound quality and stuff in this one with a project that I'm working on, that I've been scheming up and brainstorming maybe for the last year or two. I've been thinking about it off and on. And I've been thinking about it a little bit more in the last little bit, because really this is kind of what I think of what's going on right now. We've got the elections coming up, and really I think that what's happened in the last year is evidence that the system that we've been running to run things for the last couple hundred years is not really working that well anymore, for a variety of reasons. I think that we're going to bounce back. I'm hoping and recover our way out of this, but there's a lot of high-risk stuff that's going on right now. There's potential power transfers in the United States that are not positive. There's a lot of people around the world that are hurting right now, and really our world is headed in a direction that, while there's a lot of positivity in the things that we're doing, the overall direction the world is headed in, there's a lot of darkness in it and imbalance. So, at some point or another, we gotta, pony up and fix that and do something that's really cool. What I like to do is I like to dream. I like to make ideas that create new things. I learned a while ago that actually if you just dream something and then you go about creating it, what happens is that ideas can sort of take on a life of their own, and people come together. And when people really come together now, what happens is that anything that people dream up together becomes possible when two or more people unify and agree and aim their minds in a single direction to now create exactly what it is that you want and what we want together. Which I think is love, peace, and prosperity for everyone. I think is really what it is, I think everybody wants that. So there's a way we can do that, but what I'm here in this video to do really more than anything is to just say hello. I haven't done that in a while. The other day I flipped on my camera and I just was trying to make some sort of random video to put up, and my energy wasn't right in the video, and I don't know why. I just tried one video and tried another, and then finally I got to one that was okay, but it wasn't really that good. And then it was all blurry. I couldn't focus my camera in the right way, and I was like, brah, and then I just said forget it. So what I did was I dropped the whole video thing, and then I went and I hung out with my friend. I played a game of pool. I came back, and then today I said it's onward and upward with a new day, with a new time, with a new way of doing things. Anyways, there's no particular message for this video other than that right now is a really powerful time for you. And what I mean by that is there's been a lot of change over the last year, and there's a lot of change that's coming over the next year, over the next 2 years, over the next 3, over the next 4. And a lot of people have been discouraged and dismayed by that. People have lost loved ones. The world has gotten very weird. People have lost their careers. There's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of grief. There's been a lot of suffering. And I would just like to remind you that suffering is a part of this temporary human existence. That you cannot go through life without going through suffering. However, there is a path that leads to the liberation of suffering. And it not necessarily is the easiest path in the world, but there's a path that leads to the liberation of suffering. The eventual liberation and change where suffering changes to joy, and nervousness changes to peace, and tears are wiped away from our eyes, and we finally do something in the right way together as a race of people, where we evolve and we change into something that's new. So anytime you go through suffering, there's something that's coming for you that's just beyond the next best thing that's ever happened to you in the past if you just persevere. Sometimes you've got to persevere to experience that. You got to persevere to the end. And then what happens is the end isn't the end becomes a new beginning. And remember that when you're looking back over the times in your life when you wish something would have just changed. That every dark thing that's ever happened to you is just a doorway opening where you can step into a new future, and a new self, and a new business, and a new opportunity, and a new life, and new love. Have what it is that you've always desired. So today's message is very simple. It's just to enjoy yourself. It's been a rough year on a lot of people, and it's been a really amazing year on a lot of people. You know, I've got a friend that I've known for a long time, and just this year with the pandemic, right in the middle of all the darkness, you know, he starts making crazy amounts of money in his business, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And it just goes to show, it just goes to remind you that humanity always finds a way to think their way out of problems into a new level of change and prosperity. Right now we have a great opportunity to do that, to change. Anyways, this video is a little bit of a ramble. I really just want to show you this cool place, and I'm very relaxed here, having a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm going to be in Colombia in different areas. Probably won't stay here for very long, for a month or two, and then I'm off to the States to a top secret location with some top secret friends, doing top secret things. I would tell you what I'm doing, but it's a secret. If you want to know the secret, say I want to know the secret. But you know, for now, I think that it's a secret, and I'm just going to keep it to myself. It's been an interesting last couple of years, and it's going to be a more interesting next couple of years, and everything that we know, I believe, is changing. Some of it for the good, and some of it for a time of transition. But now is a time where we need to do something together. Just remember, no matter what happens in the coming elections, for many of you, it's not going to be what you want. I'm not going to tell you who's going to win in this one. But I'll tell you that some of you won't like it very much. And some of you will like it. Remember in the coming times that it's not the leadership of a country that determines your destination. It's your own leadership. Remember in the changes ahead that when dark things come, good things are coming. Remember who you are. That's it. Just want to say hello. Ciao.